question before we open it up to the audience for questions. And that is, how has your child positively impacted your career? What is it about them that they teach you that you feel makes you a better artist and fulfills your career even more than it would have been if you were not a mom or dad?
Well, I was playing a mother long before I became a mother. I was playing moms in my 20s. And now that I am a mom, I feel like there's just a deeper well of emotion that you can access. And they've just made me, I guess, more present. I mean, they are my best teachers, as we've talked about. They're here to teach. And they've kept me playful and hopefully fun. But they've kept me maybe not worrying as much about my career as I was when I didn't have kids, because you have a lot of time to think about stuff. It's like, and they also helped me sort of redefine what I thought success was, that the balanced life of having a career and having a family, to me, is successful. So it used to be about like having a specific award, maybe. But now they've just taught me so much about now just being in this world in a way that that's just, I don't know. I'm like losing my thoughts, but that's
perfectly
just
said.
yeah,
Beautiful.
I just that they've been helping me to be more present and enjoy my life today, just for this day.
I'll piggyback on that. They've optimized my performance in life, truly. I'm more efficient. I hate people that are like, oh, optics, you need to be at a job for so-and-so, or you just have, like, going through the motions. Like, I can't wait to get home. Like, my reward at the end of the day is to see that face, whether it's for 5 seconds or 5 hours or whatever my day brings. But I know that when I'm not with my children, it's that depth and what you said. But when I'm not with them, I'm getting everything done as good as I possibly can, because I know I've got a limited time, and then when I go home to them, I want to be present with them, and I want to be efficient. So, and playful. I love that word for adults. Like, we should be silly and playful. Like, you lose that, and that's sad. We shouldn't ever lose that. You know, and they've kept my anger in check. Like, I'm Sicilian, so sometimes, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, where is this coming from? And I can almost look at it externally, because it's like they might be trying to be silly, and I'm looking at my phone 24 hours of the day. I want to be there. I want to be, but I'm like, well, who am I being there for? Am I being there for my job, or am I being there for my kids? And then at the same time, I'm there for nobody. And then nobody benefits. So they've just really made, like, efficiency of time, and, like, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do it really hard and really intensely, and then I'm going to move on and be with them.
I am a charter member of the First Van Club, and that means after a gig or after a studio session, whatever, I'm the first one to the parking lot and back home. It just keeps me, I like how you were saying it, it keeps me responsible. Remembering that you're a family man. You're someone's dad, you're someone's husband. Get your behind back to the hotel, or get home and get home to your family. And because that's the inspiration, that is the motivation, that is the reason why. And none of this stuff matters if it goes up in a puff of smoke. Years ago, my wife and I, we were part of a little reality show thing for dancing right as soon as we got married, a wedding thing, and they had this choreographed thing, and we were one of the couples. They liked what we did. They said, we want to do a whole reality series with you. We were like, met with the people. Everything was going to great. It was going to be after John and Kate +8 and before the little people. The deal was done. That night after we met with the people, they fired the entire staff. And we were like, oh, but then we thought about it. I can't think of one couple that stayed together in those reality shows. And it was like God saying, why don't you just watch it from the remote control and stay here behind in the side. You know, I'm trying to have mercy on you second time around. So that's what it's done for me, just remembering who you are and keep it centered and keep it about your family.
So before we had children, I knew, you're going to love your children before they're born, obviously, no brainer. But what I didn't really deep understand is just how much you fall in love with your children. And I just kind of, after my wife, I was like, okay, that's it, I'm done falling in love for this lifetime. And then you fall in love, and then you fall in love again with each of your children, and you realize just like the depth of that just really contributes to so many different parts of your life, and including your work as a performer, as an actor. Like I just go to, it's just easier for me to go to much more deeper and centered places. It definitely informs me as an artist. And watching them, like sometimes I'm like, oh, my voice is tired. And like, this kid has been screaming. He's 32 pounds, and man, just the vocal chops, he's so free and loose. He never studied Linklater, but my goodness, look at that. I could learn from him. But the playfulness and just there's so much in the moment. Acting school, the cat is always present. Study animals and the kids are there. When they're young, they're present. They don't stew as much as adults, and they're not worried too much about the future as much as us as they get older. Obviously, that shifts. But just watching them and playing with them and seeing just they're in the moment, and that's part of being an artist, and so try to learn from them.
Jen, these are such great questions, and you're doing such a great job with this. Thank you so much for putting this together.
Truly.
Really. And amen to every single thing that everybody has said up here. And Alvin, to your story about the reality show, rejection is God's protection. Rejection is God's protection. Yeah, I have an accountant who is from Kentucky, and she always, at tax time, she always says that, and she's got this great accent. She goes, I can tell the minute they walk in the room who's a mama and who ain't. She goes, the mama's always, she says, well, the person, the actress, because she does taxes, she goes, the actress is, not a mama. She's right on time. Her stuff's perfect. She's dressed impeccably. And she said, but the mama comes in and she's late, and she's, well, I can't find that. Blah, blah. And I'm finding as a director, it's almost exactly the same. I can tell who is a parent and who isn't when it comes to casting, and it's the richness. And I totally respect those who are in this room and in our lives who have chosen not to have children, who have chosen to love children in a different way, or to love humanity in a different way. So equally, vitally important. That said, to what you all are saying up here, I've never known the kind of love I've known as a parent. I didn't even know it was possible to love at this depth. And I can absolutely promise you, from both sides of the camera, as a director and as an actor, my own butt self, as we'd say in my hometown, the richness that this insanity brings has driven me as an artist beyond anything I ever thought I would go. Literally as an artist. I'm not talking about me as a mom or a parent. I'm talking about me as I take 10 times more risks, I know, because I've got that love to come back to.
Yeah, I mean, before I talk about the love, I think physically going through childbirth, I don't want to get icky, but what I do want to say is that I was never as much in touch with my body as a singer until I'd had children and gone through childbirth. And I don't know, each time, I mean, it just brought this extra depth and richness to what I could find. And yeah, it definitely changed my voice for the better. So that was amazing. But then, yes, just your whole perspective changes, and there's these people, these vulnerable little beings who, and you're their life, and they, yeah, it just puts everything into perspective, and that love you have for them, and how you take care of them, and what you do for them becomes the most important thing in your life.
And on that beautiful note, I want to thank all of you for just...
You, Jen.
That's incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.